Welcome back to your latest industry recap. Some massive news at Qatar Airways, a new possible Airbus A220 order, and exciting A321XLR developments. One up in there with Wizz Air finally taking delivery of its first A321XLR after, you might recall, lengthy delays that prevented acquisition efforts. This first aircraft is part of a broader order for 47 units and is a landmark moment for the carrier and the program. It is also the first A321XLR to be delivered with Pratt & Whitney GTF engines. Don't worry if you've kind of dropped to your knees hearing GTF engines. I know that's a little bit of a cursed engine at this point. It's still a big moment for the program nevertheless. Additionally, Wizz Air becomes the first low-cost carrier in Europe to acquire the state-of-the-art jet, which has significant range capabilities, as we know, that is going to help advance this airline's network. The newly delivered XLR is fitted with 239 seats for passengers, and Wizz Air confirms this will be across a single-class configuration, meaning the all-economy layout will focus on passenger capacity, which is integral to the business model of a low-cost unit aiming to maximize connectivity around the world. Despite this all-economy configuration, Wizz Air notes that there is still innovative lighting that will be featured alongside many other state-of-the-art features driven by the newly designed airspace cabin to give customers the best possible in-flight experience. All involved are applauding the delivery of the first XLR to the carrier. It comes after several delays that resulted in slight adjustments to the airline's operations. Confirmation provided by CH Aviation in mid-April marked the second delay in the arrival of this game-changing aircraft type in the space of a month. At that point, the delays were described as unforeseen issues with the delivery process that impacted Wizz Air's ability to take on the new aircraft. Nothing out of the ordinary. We should all be pretty used to now aircraft delivery delays occurring. And furthermore, considering, like I mentioned, this was the second delay announced in the space of a month, the airline from that moment forward chose against providing a public revised timeline and just simply confirmed the delivery would occur when it was ready. Now we know that has been facilitated. Just over a month from that point, now they have taken delivery of the jet. It's going to be huge for their long-term fleet renewal and route expansion. Thanks to the delays, for example, the budget carrier was forced to deploy its A321LR, the long-range version, as a short-term solution between London Gatwick and Jeddah. This was a route segment that was expected to launch with the XLR. That wasn't possible. Instead of simply cancelling the route, they just operated the LR with a lesser maximum capacity to ensure it could stretch its legs further and far enough. Over to the next story, and that is with Qatar Airways, who have published a record profit for the 2024-2025 fiscal year, cementing confidence that it's implementing the right strategies across its business to maintain success. The broader group's results were boosted by a 28% profit growth, taking the figure to USD 2.15 billion, a staggering leap, and what the carrier calls Qatar Airways 2.0, which is a strategy that really drives clearly now record-breaking performance. The figure doesn't just stem from its passenger division, but also ranges from other avenues in the group, such as duty-free, cargo, and catering, to just name a few of the many endeavors part of a broader business. Total revenues also jumped over $1 billion to USD 23.4 billion, another substantial increase, widely reported across the industry as airline groups see their revenue rise. However, expenses have also increased, and finding the perfect balance has become more challenging than initially expected, something your airlines are still trying to navigate to this day. Finishing the fiscal year with 43.1 million passengers also represented another significant growth moment for them, as they find ways to increase their grip on markets, whether that is alone or just through their extensive partnerships. In terms of your highlights for the fiscal year, well, arguably I'd say some of the biggest were in regards to its investments in airlines, securing a 25% minority stake in Virgin Australia to really get that long-awaited expansion effort underway in Australia, which you may recall had been previously rejected with its own aircraft. So Qatar Airways will work closely now with the Australian carrier to elevate its flying to the country, and by investing specifically in Virgin Australia, it's going to get greater access to domestic onward connectivity moving forward. On top of that, we have a 25% acquisition of regional South African airline Airlink. Very similarly to Virgin Australia, this will help the Doha-based company grow its presence not just across South Africa, but deeper into Africa as well, many still seeing this as a very underserved region. Other highlights included the continued expansion expansion of its home in Hamad International Airport now has the potential to accommodate 65 million passengers annually. Lastly, the airline became the first global one and the first in the MENA region to install Starlink superfast Wi-Fi on its 777 fleet, aiming to not just enhance connectivity, but that should go hand in hand with customer satisfaction levels remaining high. Qatar Airways is optimistic yet excited about the future, and this all follows a new commercial aircraft order that everyone's been talking about from Boeing for up to 210 wide-body planes. This order will ensure that they have enough planes into the 2030s to continue meeting demand and growing while maintaining an efficient fleet. The purchase included orders for additional 777X and 787 jets. These two planes are industry leaders and already in their backlog, and in the 787's case already flying, so they're not necessarily diving into, say, a brand new aircraft type, which is probably not what they would like to be doing if they're trying to streamline. Over to the final story, and that sits with Airbus, who are looking to secure a new customer for their A320, and the plane maker is targeting carriers now within Malaysia. The A320, which has rapidly helped evolve airlines fleets right around the world, is being pushed by the manufacturer into Malaysia. It believes this aircraft is going to be able to serve a purpose. As Malaysia grows air traffic backed up by new commercial aircraft requirements, the plane maker feels it can pounce on offering a single-aisle jet. Notably, Malaysia Airlines is front and center for renewal efforts. It is continuing to study the prospect of new aircraft acquisitions at the end of the day to renew and grow its fleet for decades to come. Airbus has boldly claimed that it believes some 400 orders for future delivery will likely be made from this country in just the short to medium term. Comments shared by the plane maker's Asia Pacific president highlighted the need to continue developing its market share in Asia, especially in locations such as Malaysia, where the requirement for new aircraft remains. Away from Malaysia Airlines, it doesn't just have to be them. It could be Batik Air Malaysia, AirAsia, and AirAsia X as well. Nothing is fundamentally wrong with the A320, but overcoming challenges with this plane is certainly something that Airbus wants to work towards achieving. Its performance metrics do definitely stack up, but the aircraft has been entangled in a lot of frustrations in recent times, and probably when I have the chance to talk about it, it's more in a negative limelight. Absolutely nothing against the aircraft itself, but really driven by engine concerns stemming from Pratt & Whitney. As a result, the number of Airbus A220 aircraft on the ground remains incredibly high, and this figure, while unrelated to the plane produced by Airbus, but rather engines, has frustrated customers given the circumstances. Despite this, the jet hardly remains alone in the struggles of the global engine supply chain crisis. Many other international airlines also feel the heat across other aircraft programs, from the 787 to the A320neo. But all in all, the metrics of this regional aircraft stack up when flying, and it offers airlines exactly what they need to operate efficiently and serve a host of markets. That is what you really need to know, so I'd love to hear down below in the comments which Malaysian-based carrier you believe would benefit from the addition of the A220 to their network, because clearly Airbus believes there is an appetite to send this plane there. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, be safe. I'll see you tomorrow. Like always, there'll be another aviation recap at the same time.
And we'll fly.